Hey everybody, welcome to my refight of Brandywine using GMT's Great Battles of the American Revolution. We're up to part 17 in this replay. Pretty amazing, and having a fantastic time. Really enjoyable game as we recreate this battle. Trying to be brief here as I try and go over what has transpired so far, particularly with the last turn. It's a 12-turn game, of course, and we are in turn 9, the bottom half of turn 9. And the British are up. The Americans had initiative this turn, if you remember. We're about to start the turn for the British, starting with their movement and then their rallies. First of all, let's take a look down here, where Kniphausen is in charge of the feint attack against the Brandywine Creek defenses. Let's take a look. As you can see here, we've got some disrupted units for the British that are going to be attempt to rally this turn. There's one up here as well. That was from the preceding turn's fighting. The Americans were putting up a fight at the Brandywine. So we've got some units to attempt to rally from disruption. That'll boost our army's morale if we're successful. So far, it's pretty stable along the British lines here. We've got Kniphausen himself at this ford here. That's Chad's Ferry. He's in a position to actually cross that primary ford and get to the other side. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a whole lot with him at the moment. He's got a strength 3 unit with him. But he does have some backup units. He's got a strength 3 there. And whatever's in this stack, that rally on me means there's a mix of disrupted or shattered and parade ground units in the same stack. So I'll have to sort through that and see what I can move forward. Also down here I've got Stern, which is another German commander. He can only be stacked with other German units and remain effective in the battle. He doesn't want to mix up his units that he's stacked with in terms of the British and the Tories and the other German units. Basically what I'm going to try and do this turn is I'm going to really push hard with Kniphausen's force. If we can make headway, great. I want to get across that ford as soon as possible. I want to engage the Patriot units where they are the weakest, if possible. There's only 2 strength points there, so it might be worth moving into that hex up here and here. We'll see. Not the best odds for the British, but more damage we do this turn, the better. We want to really get some success so that we can drop that morale, that army morale of the Patriots, and possibly win a substantial victory. Because right now, looking at a decisive victory for the British is going to be challenging, especially with only 4 movement turns left for the British. But I don't know, it is possible. And I don't want to come across the Brandywine in this side. I maybe shift some more units over this way. I don't know. But I do know I want to attack at these fords, maybe in the woods in between. We'll see what happens here. These German units will be thrown forward at this point. If you remember, they were my reserve early on in the fighting. I'm going to throw them in, so we're going to see how well they do against the Patriots. Let's take a look at Howe's entry point and what the fighting is like up there. And to be quite honest with you, I'm pretty much going to do the same thing up here as I'm planning to do down by the Brandywine with Kniphausen's forces. Now's the time to strike. I'm going to sort through my stacks here and find the strongest units to move forward and engage the enemy where they are the weakest. We've got a strength 5 here. That's good. Strength 1 and a strength 3. We got an advantage already, but I'm definitely going to reinforce this position. Push Howe himself. He's located here with the Coldstream Guards. They will get involved if I can fit them in. Stacking limit is 6. There's already 5 there, although I could shift that unit, which I might do. I might pull him over here and move him forward. And we're going to have a substantial advantage here. I'm also going to do the same down here against these forward units of Patriots. I do have quite a bit down here, not to mention some disrupted units, which I have to attempt to rally. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to get a... Wow, it looks like there's 3 disrupted units over here. So I got plenty of rallying to do. And we're going to get Cornwallis up leading this assault. Remember, we want to push here on the left, skirting this marsh region. Howe is leading this force with the Coldstream Guards and some grenadiers. We've got Cornwallis leading up the center, up the road, and also on the right, where I kind of am using a reserve, made up of the Germans and some grenadiers, but a lot of these troops will be pushed this way as well. We really want to try and get to Birmingham Meeting House and take it. Destroy as many units as we possibly can, because right now I really want to focus on at least that substantial victory and drop the Patriot morale to 0. And let's take a look at the Army's morale. There you have it. You can see where the Patriots are. They're at 5 morale. That's pretty low compared to the British, which are at 15 currently. They are in high morale. They don't suffer any penalties to the printed morale ratings of the units. They do have a +1 on initiative, which is irrelevant at this point. The Patriots, by contrast, have a -2 on all printed unit morale ratings, which is pretty rough. In addition, they have -1 to initiative. They're less likely to get off the mark and react the way I want them to during the battle. And if they reach 0, that's over. Washington pulls the army back. They withdraw from the battlefield. So I really think I want to try and focus on this. The decisive victory, like I said before, is going to be difficult. It basically involves capturing the Worthington, which is this hex here, or that star location along the pike, the road. That's the road to Philadelphia. If I move in and control those hexes, or one of them anyway, with some parade order British-controlled infantry, Tory, Germans, or British, I believe. I'll have to check the rewording on that. I think it's any infantry I control parade order. If I control that, regardless of adjacency of enemy units, I believe I'll have won at the end of the American turn, the next American turn that occurs in. I'll check the wording on that, but regardless, it's going to be a challenging task for the British to do that within the 4 turns, considering the defenses the Patriots are putting up. So with that in mind, let's get to it. I'll do the movements and I'll do the rally attempts and show you what it's going to look like when it comes time to do the shooting and the close combats. So let's get into this. All right, got the movement and the rallies completed. 2 units of British did not rally. 4 others did rally. So that's good. So let's take a look down here and see what it looks like and where I'm going to be focused on for the combats. It's actually quite a bit going on here. As you can see over here on the right flank where Fraser's Highlanders just arrived. I basically left them where they were, moved forward the Queen's Rangers as well as Ferguson's Rifles. There's going to be some rifle shooting here. And for giggles, I'm going to launch an attack not only across the Brandywine with these units, but also upslope. So it's going to be challenging to say the least. But we're going to do it just for fun. It's only a strength 1 Patriot unit. Now, over here in this area, which we'll zoom in a little bit, quite a bit more going on. Knyphausen has launched his attack here. He's crossed Chad's Ferry. He's supported by some German units, this unit in the woods, who will be attacking. He doesn't have to. He's in woods, and he's also across the Brandywine. Well, actually, he does have to attack here. He's supported by this unit. Actually, I'll take that back. He does not have to attack because he's not attacking across a ford. It's across the Brandywine. I believe, I'll have to look this up again. It's been a few days. It's an option to attack across a non-Brandywine ford. But I do intend to attack with him. He's a strength 4. We'll see what happens. It's not much to fight against here with the Patriots. We'll see. Also, I've got Fraser's, the 2nd Battalion, which has been in the battle since the beginning, also attacking to support this attack. Or over here with this German unit as well. I do have this stack to deal with. It's strength 5 for the Patriots, strength 10 possibly for the British and Germans. Nothing going on over here on this side, but right in here we do have some fighting to resolve, as well as what I showed earlier to the right there. And also, taking a look a little bit to the north here, to the left, I moved Gray forward once again. He's making an attack up the Starved Gut Road. That's an interesting name for a road. He's attacking this primary ford, which is defended by a strength 2 Patriot unit and some guns. So we're going to have to weather some defensive artillery here, but I do have 2 units. Total of strength 6, I believe. No, 5. I didn't double check that. It's okay. He has a +1 to add to the combat because of his combat leadership, so we're going to attack across this ford and see if we can do a little surprise attack on the Patriots. And also we have this combat here. I forgot about this, didn't move them. That's okay. We're going to fight this. British Dragoons going against a Strength 2 unit of Patriots. So we're going to resolve that too. And looking up on this side, it was the same thing. I've got lots of assaults, lots of attacks going everywhere I can. The Germans are throwing themselves forward. We've got this unit pretty much isolated right here. And we've got this unit right here kind of under isolation as well. This guy will have to fight probably here. So there's a lot of superiority for the British in this situation here. And of course I got Cornwallis involved. He'll add to this combat. And up here, Howe has thrown himself forward as well. He's with the Coldstream Guards. He's got a light infantry unit to take care of across that run. And we've got this going on here. So pretty straightforward. One thing I did just do that I kind of forgot was this unit here. They were sitting right here. And it's those British units, Strength 2 and all. I said, you know what? With all the luck we've been having here with these guys capturing the guns, throwing back the Patriots, we're going to throw them forward again in the woods, I do know. And we're going to attack his cavalry unit. And we've had so much good luck with that. Let's see what happens. So a little bit of a throwaway battle. Also move these Jaegers up as well. Kind of too far away to be any effect on the battle or on the fighting so far. But those are the combats. Now let's see the results of defensive artillery fire for the Patriots. There is a few spots to look at, especially over by the Brandywine. And get into the rifle fire as well. I did a little shooting up here with the rifles. I did take a shot here against Howe's position in hopes of maybe getting lucky and taking him out. No, we didn't do any damage. Also with some artillery battery here which fired on this position, totally ineffective. And that was about it. Now let's go down to Brandywine and see what's going on. Looking down this side, we did take some artillery fire from this position and this position against Grant's position, and it was ineffective. And pretty much the same thing can be said all along the lines here. You can see where the artillery is located. They did take some shots on these positions up here. None of them were effective. Yeah, that was pretty much artillery. It was totally ineffective. Even Wayne's position here on Proctor's battery, he had to fire some counter battery fire because there is no other targets because of line of sight blockages and all that good stuff. There was some fire over on this side. I did have a couple batteries in here and here that took some shots at Kniphausen. Again, no effect. As far as rifle fire, the only spot that came into play, well, there's a couple spots. We've got Ferguson's rifles. They took a shot against this position, and that was it. Yeah, that was it. It was just this unit right here. And they rolled pretty good, plus they're Ferguson's, and they did get a -1 AM to the Patriots. What that is the Patriots... Let me focus in there. The Patriots take a -1 to their army morale. Let me come out a little bit. Sorry about that, folks. So the Patriots' army morale is now down to 4 because of Ferguson's good shooting. So that's unfortunate. Okay, so now we're going to get into the close combats. As you can see, all along this line, there's going to be considerable fighting. I'm going to show you the results of that next. So let's jump into that, and I'll show you where I concentrated my attacks. I'm doing these combats one at a time here. I just fought this one. It was Fraser's and this German unit attacking this position, which I think was a Strength 5. 2-to-1 odds. The final result was both sides retreat, and Fraser's Highlanders being the lead unit, he retreated to this position. The Germans, they passed the morale. They did not retreat, so they remain in that position. Both Patriot units that were here retreated. One is here. He was a Strength 1. The second unit, the bigger one, failed his morale and had to retreat 1 as well. He is now with Wayne. There's now 6 strength points in that hex. So the ford has been vacated. Both sides fought each other off. Now we're going to go to this combat here, where we've got the Germans, Kniphausen, and I believe he has strength, what is this? Strength 6 in British units right here, attacking this unit, or this stack of 2, and also this stack will have to be attacked unless I use a diversion. And there's 6 strength points of Patriots there, no rifles. all kinds of light infantry. So, yeah, we've got this combat to resolve next. All right, and that's that. So, this combat here between this German unit, who's a -1 morale, they basically fought each other. It was 2-to-1 odds. This wasn't the best choice to make when I'm launching this attack, but I did free up Kniphausen for having an attack here. But basically both sides became pinned. They are locked in combat across that portion of the Brandywine, which is adjacent to Kniphausen's attack across the ford. The primary ford, I should say. Unfortunately, Kniphausen was not successful at all. Tactics didn't really play a role. In fact, I think it was a +1 for Kniphausen, if I remember. Let me look here. Yeah, I think so. But still, made no difference. This, by the way, was 1-to-1 odds, which surprised me. I didn't realize this was going to be so equal here. No advantage going into this in numbers. Attacking out of the woods and across the ford and all this stuff going on. They weren't actually modifiers, honestly. But Kniphausen rolled terrible. This unit was disrupted and fell back to this position. So that's another disrupted unit. However, the second unit passed its morale and remains in place with Kniphausen. And it just messed them up. I could see where they were. And the Patriots held their ground. So there they are. Strength 6. So that was unfortunate. And finally, we've got one more little combat to fight here and resolve. Little fun combat, I would say. Strength 1 Patriots. We'll see if they do the withdraw the strategy card. And we're attacking across the Brandywine here. No ford involved whatsoever. So we're going to suffer a penalty for attacking that way. We'll see how the Patriots do. And that's the final combat, I believe. No, actually there's 2 more, and we'll get to them. Let's do this combat right here. Success for the British, of all places. British were successful. They got a decent result and disrupted the Patriot unit. It is now here. It retreated 3 hexes back. In addition, Ferguson's and Fraser's 1st Battalion, which was the lead unit, advanced across the Brandywine, non-ford, and into this woods area. They now occupy that position. I thought this was high ground. Yeah, it is. I didn't count that. Let me double check. No, I take that back. There was an additional penalty to the attack because of the high ground. I didn't count that, so additional -1. So the disrupted result is negated because of that, and instead the result was a retreat. So this Patriot unit only retreated 1 hex. It is not disrupted. And of course the other units advanced into the previously held hex, just the way it was previously. But there was no loss of army morale for the Patriots. And currently they are at 4. So that's the combat on this side of the Brandywine. Now we got a couple more combats. Probably going to withdraw here. I know. And I do have this combat to fight. It's going to be Strength 2 going against a Strength 5, I believe. Yes, Strength 5 for the British. So let's resolve this. This is at a primary ford, by the way. So the penalty won't be as bad for fighting across a non-Brandywine ford. All right, I'll show you the results of these 2 combats. All right, got that resolved. Let's take a look at this. This was where the combat took place. As you can see, Grant has advanced into the vacated hex. He's now in control of the Britain's ford. He's taking no damage here, so that's good for the British. And basically, tactics were quite useful because Grey was involved with an open flank as well. He had turn flank against stand fast, and that's a +2 combat result in favor of the British. So tactics helped out here. And 3-to-1 odds, I think it was +7 for a total modifier here. This really went in his favor. And he ended up getting an AC result. The 1 unit of my choice was captured, and that was the infantry. This unit of artillery failed its morale check and ended up becoming disrupted as a result, falling back 3 hexes. So that's a disruption result on top of a unit being captured. I hate to say it, folks, Patriot morale has dropped to 2. And I believe the British is at 18. I might have bumped that by accident, but it says 18. In addition, you guessed it, momentum gained by the British. I think they scored a 11+ on the CRT, and that is a momentum marker gained. Okay, we're going to resolve this combat, and tell you what, I'm going to fight it out. I'm feeling so good for the Brits. We're going to stand up to these in the most disadvantaged position possible. We're going to stand up to the Patriots here and take them on. We got +1 morale against +1 morale. Strength 2 Patriots against Strength 1 Dragoons. In light woods, it does not favor the Dragoons. But you know what? We're going to fight it anyway. So let me show you the results of that. All right, this is going to be fun. We got a 1 to 2 odds in favor of the defender, the Patriots. The British are outnumbered here. Not a good situation. Total modifier, I believe, is +3 under the 1 to 2. Here's the die roll, folks. And by the way, the tactics the British took, stand fast of all things, going against the Patriots. Well, the British was stand fast, going against the Patriots skirmish. So that actually is a +1 to the combat. So +3 modifier in favor of the British. But again, it's 1 to 2 odds. And they get a 3. +3 is 6. Let's see what that result is. Look at our chart here. Whoops, wrong one. Here we go. We got a, what was it? 3 + 3 is 6. 6 under the 1 to 2, which is right here. Both sides retreat. That's unfortunate. All right, so I'll double check this. Yeah, both sides retreat, starting with the defender, I believe, which would be the Patriots. So let's resolve that. Moves 1 hex towards his retreat zone, and that's about it. Now I'm going to retreat as well. I should be retreating in this direction because my entry point was actually over here. So yeah, that looks good to me. So that was the result of that. To be expected. Okay, let's go over to Howe and Sterling and Washington and the Black Watch and see what's going on over there. All right, here's where we're going to start. We're going to start up here with Howe himself and the Coldstream Guards. Right across this run is some rifle-armed light infantry. Not a bad thing attacking them, but I don't think I'm gonna. I think I'm gonna combine here to attack this position, do a diversion on this light infantry rifle-armed unit instead. I believe I can do that. And that'll give me 4 to 1 odds, I believe, to be rounded in my favor because the attacker is higher strength. I believe the odds are 10 to 3, which is just above 3 to 1 odds, just above. So it's rounded up in favor of the British, which would be 4 to 1. I believe that's how it's done. So yeah, this should be 4 to 1 odds combined here, going against this 1 strength 3 unit, which is already flipped to its reduced side. That will be an elimination if I take them out. So we're going to do that, but we're going to do a diversion here. I don't know if this is a good idea, but we're going to do it this way anyway. Plus the British have full array of tactics cards because of this open flank. So let's do that. All right, this is turning out really favorable for the British. They did have 4 to 1 odds because the British had it was slightly above 3 to 1. And normally what you do is you round in favor of the British in this case, the attacker, I should say, up to the next row, which would be 4 to 1 if they're higher in strength, which they are. I believe it's 10 to 3. So it'd be 4 to 1 odds, not 3 to 1. However, there is a left column shift for using a diversion here, and that brings us back down to 3 to 1 odds. However, we have a total of 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, plus 7 modifier to this die roll. So all or nothing, led by the Coldstream Guards against the 7th Virginia. Let's roll this. 7, and what was it, 7? Yes, 14. So that's another momentum chit gained by the British. In addition, that result is 11 under the 3 to 1 is attacker captured, or attacker's choice of unit. There is only one, so this unit now becomes captured. And the main unit, which is the Coldstream Guards, will advance into this position, and whoever else was involved can follow up. We don't want to overstack here. So I'm going to move the light infantry forward. And we're going to put Howe in there as well. It leaves this open, but we'll take care of that. Not too worried about the enemy rifles. So that's what that combat resulted in. Captured enemy unit. Come down here, again, tactics played a role here. Let's see. Captured enemy unit is going to be 1 victory point in favor of the British. That's going to put them at 20.5 victory points. And it's also going to be a +1, -1 morale to the army morale. The Patriots drop down to 1. And the British are going to go up. I believe they're at 18. It might be off here by 1 either way. I'm not sure. But anyway, they're going to be at 19 at this point. And plus, they get another momentum counter. So that's the result of that combat. Folks, it's closing in. Take a look at the rest of the combats now. Right here, we've got this unit, this stack, and this unit, which have to attack here. They don't have any choice. This unit, he can attack either here, here, or also there. But since he's already been attacked, and he has to be attacked, he's going to have to attack here. He's the only one that can do so. And again, I should have allocated all these attacks earlier. I'm just doing it now. Mainly because I'm feeling like it's closing in. And these 2 attacks are going to be on that guy. Or 1 attack, I should say. So we got this combat, and this big combat here. So what I'm going to do, we're going to resolve this one first and see what happens. Because honestly, if this unit is disrupted or eliminated, it's going to end the battle for the Patriots. So let's take a look at this. We've got strength 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 against 1. So it's going to be 4-to-1 odds. In addition, either one of these German units can be used as the lead unit. They're both +2. I'm going to take this unit. And this Delaware Blues unit is going to have a -2 because of the army morale being wavering. His 0 leadership is now -2, which converts to a +2. So we've got a +4 in this combat so far in favor of Germans. So it's +4. In addition, I don't think there's any other modifiers here for things like attacking across a ford or whatever. So let me pause this and resolve it. All right, well, that was easy to resolve. The Patriots took withdrawal. So my lead unit, I'll say it was this one, doesn't really matter. We'll have to enter the hex because it was been vacated. That unit is now here. It withdrew into this hex with its buddies, so they avoided combat. And this guy can also advance, but that would be overstacking, so that's that. So now we're going to resolve... ooh, that's not good there. I didn't see that. Strength 2 against Strength 6. That's not good. I don't want to resolve that one, actually. I'll probably use a withdrawal tactic. Of course, I'm randomly picking these. Picking the top 3 best choices and randomly picking one. Been doing that for about 90% of the battle. But anyway, let's do this one because we could win the battle here. We got strength 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 against 5. I think this will be rounded up to 3-to-1 odds because of 11 to 5. Yeah, plus I use full array of tactics for Cornwallis's presence, and Patriots only have the basic 4, and I'll pick the best 3 for him. Again, probably a withdraw. And yeah, okay, I'm going to resolve that and show you what happens. All right, that is it. This unit suffered a... He did a withdraw, by the way. It was a withdraw against... Or was it? Where's the cards here? Withdraw against attack and echelon by the British. And yeah, that didn't negate the combat. It had to be fought. In fact, I think it added a +1 in favor of the British. British got a pretty good die roll. And overall modifier of +5, I believe. And so yeah, pretty good. They got a reduction on the enemy unit. New Jersey unit was flipped. It's a 2-strength unit. It's now on its reduced side. And it holds its position. And yeah, that's the result. However, folks, that combat result, which the British will accept, they do have 2 momentum, drops the Patriots down to 0. The battle has ended. The Patriots, Washington, has decided to withdraw from the battlefield, and that is unfortunate. It was just getting heated up. Folks, I'm going to upload this video and make a separate video talking about the battle and how it went and what I think about it and what went wrong. So, hope you enjoyed, folks. Stay tuned for the final episode, which is coming up. I hope you enjoyed. This was a fantastically fun game. But again, I'll get into all that nonsense in the next episode. So you guys hang in there. It's only going to get better. Take care, folks.